How should you feel when you are optimized? It's a common question. What numbers should you have? What should you be able to bench press? What should you be able to squat? How horny should you be? It's a difficult one. So when we think about the purpose of testosterone replacement therapy, it's replacement, but it's also optimization. Now that word optimization is a terrible word because there is a growing online TRT community that have misinterpreted optimization and see it as some sort of heightened, enhanced state. Now, we need to appreciate that we are trying to achieve normality. We've spoken about this before. Normality is great because that's what your body aspires to or wants. And we've spoken about homeostasis ad nauseum. So, wanting to be optimized. I want to be optimized. Oh, God, it's hard work. Okay, so I know what sort of parameters I want you guys in. I want you to feel great. I want you to have the resolution of all your negative symptoms, but I don't want it to come at the expense of other physiological parameters. Because again, we need to understand this premise behind hormonal balance, and it equates to balance within the body. So appreciating those anabolic processes, catabolic processes. We know that heightened states are not conducive to long-term health. How do we know that? Well, from a psychological perspective, I know a lot of guys who have run high, who have felt great, and over time they've not felt so great. Confidence, bravado has actually turned into something actually quite negative. One of my guys actually had a nervous breakdown recently. He'd always been running quite high, 3T about 0.9. Seen him over the course of a couple of years, and every time I saw him, buzzing, happy as Larry, until he couldn't cope anymore. Now obviously that's one person, and obviously there are exogenous factors that will influence if somebody can cope with sort of high normal numbers. Conversely, I've got a guy who's got a free testosterone of 0.4 who is 1,000 times better. Could he be 2,000 times with a free testosterone of 0.8? Possibly. Don't know. We shall see. But essentially what we are trying to achieve is normality. Now, guys that often complain that they are not optimized have major issues going on outside of testosterone replacement therapy. So normalizing your melandrin levels is actually not that difficult, but when there are other aspects of your health, whether that be lifestyle, nutrition and exercise, that can impact on your sense of well-being, it's not all about numbers. And when it becomes all about the numbers, it actually becomes really hard for me because we're always trying to reduce estrogen by 10 points. We're always trying to increase free T by 0.1. And we've lost the actual focus of life. Life is about cracking on. It's about getting on with it. It's about appreciating that every single aspect of life is important and recognizing the fact that you cannot have an issue with one part of your life and then expect everything else to be in check. So much like hormones, we've had this discussion, All hormones are dependent, they're not independent. It doesn't have to be a direct relationship, but it can be an indirect, but there is a relationship. So when we think about optimized, levels are obviously important, but look at the other aspects of your life. Lifestyle. And the obvious one is sleep. Are you getting a good 7-8 hours of good quality sleep? Do you have exogenous stresses that have a negative impact on your psychological well-being? And the answer to that question is pretty much everybody's got problems, okay? We are so far removed from hunter-gatherer that we worry about rather peculiar things like money, social status, gender. We all have our little insecurities, which is part of the modern world, isn't it? So it encompasses so much. Nutrition. We've spoken about low carb, high fat, intermittent fasting before, so I'm not going to go on ad nauseam about that. Physical exercise. What is the right amount of physical exercise for you, for your body? Are you ectomorphic, mesomorphic, endomorphic? Do you have more type 1, type 2A, 2B? What should you be doing? There's endless things that you can be addressing. So when I hear people who say, I'm not optimized after 5-6 months, I can point to major aspects in your life or your lifestyle, nutrition, exercise, that need addressing. So when you are, 13% body fat, you have the perfect sleep, you have no stress, your nutrition is 100% on point for your body type and you're exercising, and then you say, there's something wrong. Yeah, okay, it might be your protocol. It might be the fact that we need to make a slight adjustment. But more often than not, people that say that they're not optimized with good numbers are really chasing something that is unachievable. So just think about life. Think about actually what the purpose of testosterone replacement therapy is, and that's replacement. There's an element of optimization from the perspective that testosterone levels drop. So we want sort of high normal ideally, but that doesn't actually suit everybody. So as I said, I've got guys who are actually really much happier with slightly lower free testosterones than you would expect if you were wanting to be optimized. So I think what I'm trying to say is, what am I trying to say? I bang on for hours, don't I? Just lose track of what I'm banging on about sometimes. Is it's not all about the numbers. If your estrogen's slightly high, sort out your propensity to aromatization, weight management, clean liver, avoiding drugs, avoiding alcohol, codeine, etc. You're a chunky monkey. Get on with it. Get on with making a positive change to your life, not necessarily relying on making adjustments to your protocol to make you feel amazing so that you don't actually have that drive to do something positive. I can make your numbers amazing, and if you're a chunky monkey, you're there going, numbers are perfect, but you miss the point. The point is, it's a journey, and the point is, it's ultimately up to you. I can only do so much. So, this idea of being optimized, some of you are chasing a false dream. Sad but true. So, get off your asses, put in the hard work. It's your journey.